was a gun.
Not voting.
If we want to build our nation.
The problem with the Somalians.
Just want to experience something else than a black man.
Move on, move
Can't be like a horse with blinkers.
Honestly say, I was about to have sex and then I pulled
crap,
up.
but it's nice.
Hi there, my name is Jesse. I'm a stylist and I work for a brand called Koibe Styling.
Hi, my name's Oswin Martin and I'm a member of the Melting Pot.
Hi, my name is Yushua. I'm a musician and artist and I'm a member of the Melting Pot.
Hi, I'm Shafiq and I'm an artist, musician also.
My name's Sam, or Simpiwe, same person. I'm a photographer and artist, whichever.
A lot of the people who vote for the ANC in South Africa do it because they feel safe there and because it's part of the legacy that they have. So that attachment is there. So if you to mobilize a lot of people to change their views on that, it takes a lot, and I don't have the answer to how we'd be able to do that.
Well, for me personally, I don't read the papers. I don't look at. I don't have a TV. I don't read the papers or anything or whatever, and like my life is quite cool. And in terms of the politicians and well, I wish them luck,
I completely agree
because I know like on ground level people are changing. I can see it every day.
The consciousness is rising.
Consciousness is rising, definitely. So good will come. All I can do as an artist is exercise what I believe in.
If you do read the papers, you're uninformed. If you don't read the papers, you're misinformed if you read the papers, and you're uninformed if you don't read the papers. So I'm not losing out because I'm not reading the papers. I'm just glad that the people that I'm meeting every day are people that are on their journey of making a change.
I can't really say that I don't watch the news. I don't often watch it, but I do sometimes check up and see what's happening, just to keep myself informed about the environment that I live in. And yes, in my life, I do meet great people almost every day. Like I come in and meet you guys here sometimes, and like it's really cool, and my life is actually very nice, but like that is not the experience everybody's having. That's not the experience majority of us are having. Like, and that's what we also need to.
We can't try to have.
I know, but
the bad experience, because
I'm not saying we should.
That's
I'm
based
not
on.
Saying we should. I'm just saying we should be making ourselves aware, firstly, of the situation happening, because, like I said, I meet new people every day. In order for me to understand the people that I meet, I need to understand where they come from. I need to understand what their environment is. But I don't really care much for politics. I actually don't take part in it at all. But yeah, like things that are happening are really bad. Like it's really bad, and like sometimes you need to realize, people need to realize that. And also, it's not just a youth issue. I think it's even a previous generation issue, because why is it that we in the communities where there are people of color, nobody has jobs, but also nobody attends school meetings or tries to help their like there's a higher miscommunication between parent and student in an impoverished community than there is in a rich community. We also need to focus that it's a very counter generational.
There's also mentality, and politics comes into that as well.
Yeah, that's
politics comes into that as well. Poverty is an industry, brother.
As a person of color in South Africa, I feel like the white majority has the guilt that has been kind of become now like our plague. Like we should worry about the guilt. Like it's all, their guilt is all revolving around their comfortability and them questioning, am I going to be comfortable? And why should I stress myself about that when my whole experience is an experience in uncomfortability for most people of color in South Africa? That is the reality that they are facing. So to me, I understand that the issues are really, really bad. I'm not saying it like the life that I'm living, my little world, isn't okay. But I'm just saying that it is sometimes necessary to like take off the blinkers a bit and realize, because like I said, I meet people every day, and like that person, in order for me to understand that person, I need to understand what they grew up in, where they came from, because you're not going to meet the same type of people all the time. And in order to connect with those people, you need to like be able to relate to them in some type of way. You need to understand where they come from.
For you that you face in terms of like when you not feel comfortable talking to a certain person, like what are those feelings within you that arise? You know, because I see the biggest problem of the society that we live in all over the world now is class. Put it straight down, like.
Yeah.
So how do we solve those social, economic inequality barriers that we have? By meeting each other, like I'm living in my world, you're living in yours. How do we meet each other if you're not a person that I'm familiar with and I have resentment towards you instead of towards the system? You know?
Well, I completely agree with you that there is challenges when it comes to classism, etc., etc. But once again, that is why we need to learn how to understand one another.
I much prefer to remain present as far as I can. I mean, when it comes to white guilt, like, I don't know. I simply like, I'd agree with Shafiq on compassion. Just go have compassion, you know? Focus on what we have right here, right now. And what can we do with what we have and move forward? I mean, I have no interest in vengeance for something that I did not experience. I wasn't there. I may be seeing things that's happening around me now and look back at history and see how it's affecting us now. But in all honesty, I simply just want to make use of what we have now as a collective and move forward one day at a time.
The therapy is needed on both sides, you know.
Absolutely.
The therapy is needed on both sides. As much as we've got, whether it's NPOs or NGOs or whatever, going into the communities trying to, you know, teach people inclusion. It should be done on the other side as well, you know, and people going to places like Freedom, coming to town or wherever because I mean, I can say white or black areas as much as it's supposedly integrated, but it's still black and white areas.
So if we have integration between youth of different class as a means through NPOs and that sort of thing, you know,
through tourism, because tourists want to come learn exactly what's going on here.
It's a different mindset as well.
Yeah.
So for me that's the best thing that could have happened is like traveling. People being able to travel and share that compassion. Because sorry. Go for it.
Sorry, like our senses of reality, our perceptions change the more you go out to different places and meet different people, you know. And unfortunately, in South Africa, the most people from the poor areas or whatever, they don't go out. They boxed in, you know. They boxed in and they don't go out to actually get to meet the different people from different places and find out that all around the world people face the same problems.
What we can do with what we have, basically, is like informing people. Is like using what we have to inform people, and the idea is not to go there and paint the township up because it's going to look better and it's going to make it cool for you to stay there now, so you don't have to come to town or whatever the case may be. That's the inclusion. Is like people need to experience, like Sam said, like suburbia. They need to experience like what's happening. They need to like what's happening with a lot of organizations and political organizations as well, is like they want to box communities in to where they are, you know. So taking the money to the communities.
RDP houses.
Yeah, and build like small little houses and stuff and those kind of things, basically what. Even having like workshops. Okay, we're going to have a festival in Mitchell's Plain. You know what I mean? If other festivals are held like in a farm 200 kilometers out of Cape Town, because people want to go to somewhere else to have that festival. You don't want to step out of your door and now you're in the same environment.
Yeah.
You know? The environment like even in Oud Bay, basically. I mean that environment. So that little village is built on that environment, and that's where you are because of the socio-economic things, and because you don't have money, but you're staying there and you're forced to stay there, and it's just perpetuating the same the same situation.
Well, we've got to feed the people. We've got to feed the people. We've got to build farms. It's permeating good culture.
We've got to teach people to farm.
So
Yeah.
one interesting thing is that a lot of the politics that's in the world at the moment is driven by corporates. So that farming through the people is a big deal. And just like Bruce Lee said, we're part of the same family under the sun. And in that way, when we're growing up, a lot of the psychological and emotional conditioning that is formed at a very young age is what's triggered within us at later stages, even if the issue might be different. Perceptions that we have and experiences that we have. So in what way, to get to a place where parenting is how you teach your kids is healthy for their upliftment and their growth. So before you get there, that means like those parents themselves need to be in a state of mind where they can nurture their kids and foster that.
A lot of things is also kind of also seeing like relatively how far things are, like in which part of the process are we now, and kind of fitting ourselves into that section of that process.
And we artists, guys.
Yeah.
We must bring happiness and joy.
Exactly. But yeah, and like I also feel like because we are artists, it's not always that we bring happiness and joy though. Sometimes it's also just bringing out or expressing the reality or expressing like what we feel, or it's always a balance of both light and dark. For some it's even more dark than light. But that is, at the end of the day, your expression. I do feel once again, I want to say that I feel like it's important to understand people and for people to learn to understand one another. And we can only do that by becoming more open-minded. And for me, I maybe now even consider myself someone who's privileged. But yeah, like, that is... You privileged one, you should be the one, like, I think, kind of starting to open up your mind so that people can learn and become and learn and become,
I think like empowering the youth is one way of initiating a change, especially in places where resources aren't distributed. Because that allows a seed to be planted for that rise of consciousness, so that youth can take initiative of their lives and not feel hopeless about it from where they come.
My dream is to be happy, and to be so happy that I'm able to make other people happy too.
My dream is to spread the music as far as I can, to as many people as I possibly can, and to infuse a feeling of hope, to make hope more contagious.
My dream is to inspire others and empower youth, and to eventually get to a place in the world where we live with non-violence in a communal way.
Well, my dream is basically the same as everybody around you, which is to spread happiness and well-being.
My dream is, pretty much the same as everyone else, to explore myself, everybody else, and just leave a positive influence on everybody I meet and everything that I touch.